cast your minds back not that long to the court case between Palm and Luckey, Oculus VR, and of course ZeniMax Media, as we have a new development in this particular court case, as a judge has dismissed motions by both Facebook, Palm and Luckey, and Oculus VR to dismiss the federal lawsuit filed against the group by ZeniMax Media, which of course was over accusations of stolen trade secrets. Now, according to what ZeniMax are alleging in the lawsuit, which was of course filed back in May, the rift is being constructed thanks to trade secrets that the founder and half a dozen ZeniMax and former employees now working at Oculus improperly possess. So basically, they've got stuff that they shouldn't have access to. They are also arguing that Oculus is wrongfully benefiting from years and millions worth of research that ZeniMax did, and rather than agreeing to a business arrangement in which ZeniMax would receive 2% equity, Oculus began poaching their employees. So of course, all this is accusations that ZeniMax are making. So, there was a ruling to deny Luckey and Oculus VR motion to dismiss, and the US District Judge Jorge A. Solis addressed the 3 different counts that the two were seeking to have dismissed. More specifically, the defendants in the case were looking to dismiss the counts that dealt with the misappropriation of trade secrets, breach of NDA, and unjust enrichment. Now basically what they argued is that the NDA wasn't actually enforceable because the term proper purpose wasn't defined, and that Luckey wasn't giving in anything in return for his promise to keep things secret. And then the judge dismissed the argument out of hand, and also dismissed the argument that ZeniMax did not take reasonable steps to maintain the secrecy of their secrets. And finally, the defendants argued that unjust enrichment isn't a cause of action in Texas, but the judge argued that recent cases have questioned that notion. And that of course happened back in July, I believe. Now, the new development is that on Monday, the court ruled to deny Facebook's motion to dismiss 5 counts of the lawsuit, using much of the same logic as the decision late last month, which I just went through. The chief issue, according to Solis, was that the motions were based on questions of fact, which have to be settled in court, not questions of law, which can lead to things such as a dismissal. So, at the moment, the case is still set right on track to proceed with a discovery deadline of February 26 and a preliminary jury trial date of August 1st, 2016. So, basically, Facebook are doing their best to get this dismissed, and unfortunately the judge, or fortunately, depending on who ends up being actually right in this, they were denied. Now, of course, it's impossible to know what actually happened until we get the court case, but it does seem rather messy and not as cut and dry as perhaps it first seemed when this first arose. A lot of people accuse ZeniMax of suddenly caring that this has happened when the Oculus is making a lot of money, and obviously received a ton of money from Facebook to actually get the Rift made. Only then did ZeniMax seem to care, and a lot of people thought that was suspicious, and to be honest, rightfully so. But maybe there's more to this, we just don't know. The judge obviously has looked at the facts available to him, which he obviously knows in much more detail than we do, and has said, look, this has to stand and go to court. So perhaps there's more to this, but of course we just don't know, and we won't really find out until the court case, which I said isn't until next year, and there's not even a discovery deadline until next year either. So anyway, that's me done. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.